Welcome back. You're now riding with the HEDGEHOG. And I'm going to continue showing my post commentary of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Genesis. Last time I already did my post thoughts as well as the past two videos of Sonic 1, but I did my post thoughts on, Green Hill, Marble Zone, and Spring Yard Zone. This we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do Labyrinth and Starlight and just leave the last zone for last. 'Cause I do have a good bit to say about that zone, so I'm gonna leave that for the absolute last, at least for this game. Because I don't want to ramble too long. So with that being said, though, let me, because I'm doing this in real time. This is coming from my PC, so this is like all, in real time in terms of the video and all of that stuff, so this is all me. I'm moving the mouse right now, as you can see. So, with my gameplay, as I stated from the first video, so I'm gonna press play, and this should be Labyrinth Zone. So yeah, when it comes to this zone here, I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit though while I'm trying to get my thoughts though, but basically a lot of people hate this zone in Sonic 1. Me personally, I never hated it because, I would say this, when I was younger, when I was emulating this game, back in the 5th grade, I actually gamed over a lot on this zone. And with that being said, I always gamed over and over again. So when I always came back to this zone, every time I gamed over, I just wanted to learn how to do it more efficiently, because a lot of people hate like the bubbles and getting the bubbles and stuff like that. But as you see here in the gameplay, if you know how to like properly pace yourself, through the level, through the stage, is not that bad where you don't have to stop and get every bubble, that comes your way, and I think that's why people think it's tedious, but it's not that bad if you know how to really pace yourself and just keep going, because you don't have to get every bubble that you see with Sonic in this zone, if you know how to do that, Now it's fine, like if you want to do that, but from the way I see it though, that's not like the best that's not the best way to go through this zone, in my opinion. And that's what I have learned since my younger years of playing this game, through all the trials and errors, of gaming over with this zone back in, in my 5th grade days. So that's why I don't hate this zone. Obviously it's not the best zone in this game. It's not even my favorite zone in this game, but I don't hate it, just because of the sheer fact that I struggled so much with this zone when I was younger. When I was younger, I learned how to go through this zone efficiently, So as you're gonna see in the gameplay, I don't stop to get every bubble, unless you're talking about the Labyrinth Zone Act 4, but that's a whole nother video, right? You can go through here faster, as you just saw there, but I got hit. You can skip the water even faster by going through that little section right there, but you still can end up getting hit. So, but yeah, every bubble every bubble section though, you don't have to get in this zone, and I think that's why people hate it so much, because they just think it slogs too much. But it's not that bad in my opinion. The music though, this music is obviously really good. I love Labyrinth Zone music. I think it adds to this zone perfectly, in my opinion. But again, I don't hate this zone. I don't, dislike it. The reason I think I do like it in a sense is because of how much I struggled with this when I was younger. So that's the reason why I would say I like this zone in some sense, if that makes sense. But it's nowhere near my favorite, obviously. Because it's a slow water zone, but, as I learned how to go through this zone efficiently over the years, since my younger years, it's not that bad. So I think that's all I really got to say when it comes to this zone here, So I'm just gonna let the gameplay continue on, and I'll be back when you get to Starlight Zone. Be back. All right, so I wanna pause it right here because there's actually a little spot that I wanna mention. When I was doing the Eggman or Robotnik, boss here, I like Robotnik better, 'cause for the classic games, But you can call him Eggman. I call him either, to be honest with you, depending on the era of the Sonic game and all of that stuff. So, but my whole point is, I want to point out. So I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna turn this down. Actually, why I am trying to say this, So, all right, I'm gonna hit this play button. So as I'm going up here, get this mouse out the way. As I'm going up here, I actually like I thought I dodged the spots, because it was like a clutch move. I wasn't even trying to do it, but I still ended up getting hit anyway. But it was like a nice dodge, though. I forgot where it was. I think it was like not right here. Let me see. I think it was right here, like right there. Like I literally like frames away dodged that one down there, but I didn't dodge that window. But I can usually do this section without the water, reaching me. I don't know if a lot of other people can do that or not like that. When I was younger, I used to drown out the time in that section and game over there. With that spot, trying to get up to Eggman and all of that. But yeah, that section there though, as I got older, it wasn't really that. It hasn't really been that hard for me or struggle with me. Like I said, you seen I can do it without the water even reaching to the top, even if I still get hit, So, but everyone, like I said, has their, the way they play and how they, how they conform to, certain difficulties, and some weird, a collision thing happened there where he just flung up in the air like that, So, but this is Starlight Zone though. Actually, again, more of a Sonic-like zone in this game compared to like, either Marble Zone or Labyrinth. You know what I'm saying? I think this is where they finally like figured out in terms of development of like this is what Sonic level design really is. Slopes, loops, momentum, no spin dash. And one thing I want to point out about that is like over time, they actually like kind of made the games a little bit more accessible, because like in this first game, I know a lot of people just can say, yeah, I just clip right down through the wall there, but that's the top section you can get, and you can get to the stage faster than that. But my whole point is I'm trying to stay on topic and not yap too much. A lot of people say that it just because it was the first game they didn't really figure out the spin dash, but I kind of feel like though in a certain way, and I may be wrong on this, but this is just the way I kind of interpret it though. Like this is like what they wanted Sonic to originally be, right? And I don't think they ever had a spin dash in mind. Now again, it could have been natural progress and development, with them coming up with the spin dash with Sonic 2, obviously, right? But I do think that this without the spin dash, you really have to build your own momentum when you're rolling a ball with Sonic. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the modern re-releases of ports of this game, but I mean like the original Sonic 1, that I'm playing right here. This is not a modern port, by the way. I'm playing this, like I said, on an emulator. This is all post commentary, but I believe the original vision of playing this game here, they wanted you to learn how to use momentum when you curl up in a ball with Sonic naturally, instead of using the spin dash, which even wasn't they didn't even create it yet. And I wonder, because I don't know like if it was any criticism in the early 90s or whatever, because there was no internet obviously back then. So I would love to know if anyone has struggled, like really struggled, was struggling with using like the pinball physics of rolling into Sonic with a ball, you know what I'm saying, and trying to gain momentum that way and all of that, or they just naturally thought of the spin dash and they just wanted to add it with Sonic 2. I would love to know which one was either, but I kind of believe that this was the original vision though. No spin dash, just curling up in a ball in every slope and gaining your momentum. You know, that's what I think it was. You know, so. But I could be wrong. Like I said, it's just my theory. I wouldn't say opinion, but my theory. I think that's the better word I can use. Theory, you know. So, yeah. Starlight Zone, a very Sonic-like zone, and what would to come and follow with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You know, the best controlling, you know, 2D Sonic game in my opinion. But that's a whole nother topic for when I get to that game, you know, because I would gush over that obviously when I get to it. So but I think that's it. I think this is still Act 1, you know, or is it no, is this Act 2 or Act 3? I'm lost because I was rambling the whole time. So I don't even know, but hey, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let this play out, and yeah. Alright, so you know what? I thought I was gonna cut it. I was gonna cut it and split it into the last zone into a different part, but you know I might as well just gonna finish it in this vid, you know, while I can at the moment, so while I got the downtime to do so. But that was Starlight Zone though. Very Sonic-y light zone. I know I spent most of it rambling. I wanted to again do I'm trying to figure out how I can do half gameplay, half, you know, give my thoughts. You know, I may just, you know, again, I don't plan these. I don't try to, you know, come off as perfect or anything like that. So I just wanna think of a way to where I can balance both, but I may still end up rambling anyway. You know, and I still just gotta get used to this recording stuff, man. I get tongue twisted really badly for some reason when I'm doing this. But hey, I don't care though. You know, I just wanna give my thoughts though. But the next game, I mean the next zone. You see what I mean there? I don't know what's going on. You know, it's like I can't think properly when I'm doing this. I can't think properly or something like that. I can't do what I do. You know, the next zone is the best zone in this game, and I explain why. You know, let me actually turn this down before I actually play it. You know, so alright, so yeah, next, excuse me, the next zone, Scrap Brain Zone. This is the best. I'm trying to talk through. This is the best zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Why? Because of the difficulty, platforming, if you get the top routes, because a lot of people don't take the top routes when they do this zone. You know, I learned about the top routes, you know, and basically again, especially when it comes to Sonic 1, yes, this is for every Sonic game, but especially specifically the Sonic 1, when you get the top routes, you know, in this game, it will be way faster. You know, you will have a better time getting the top routes, you know, when it comes to this game here. But getting the top routes, especially in this zone here, is very, very rewarding if you know how to pull it off properly. It's very tight platform. As you see here, with all these platforms, you got to be on guard. You got to be on time. Like, you know, if you mess up once, you fall to the bottom. You can't see what's below you here, so you got to really know where you're jumping at with Sonic, or else you're just going to fall right down to the bottom route or fall into a pit, because I think it's a pit below this area here. But if you can stick to this top route up here, this is the faster route, especially for Act 1 of this zone. Now again, the reason why I think this is the best zone in the game is because of this, because of the platforming, because of the routes, because of the difficulty. You know, maybe everyone may not agree with that. These are my opinions, so you know, I'm just giving my thoughts on it. But to me, this, you know, is the perfect final zone, you know, for a Sonic game, you know, especially for this being the very first one, you know, like it has the slopes, a little bit of the slopes. If you go down that little rotator thing there, down this route here, I think it's like a little slope area, so it has some Sonic elements in it. The top routes mostly have those platforming elements that you really got to be on guard about, or else you will fall down. So you got to be really careful, as you see here, you know. So yeah, you know, this is why I love Scrap Brain Zone in this game, and you know, this is why it's my favorite zone, you know, because in Sonic 1, because you know, I think it has the best amount of difficulty, the best amount of platforming. You're gonna get hit a lot, you know, even if you're really experienced, I think, unless you're just some type of speed runner or you're just really, really good at the game, you know. You know what I mean? So it keeps you on your toes. I think that's why I like it so much, you know. But again, these are my thoughts, you know, because I'm the werehog, and you know, this is what I like. So you know. But yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna let the rest of these two acts, or should I say, you know, the second act and Labyrinth Zone Act 4, you know, which I will, you know, get on that when it comes to it. But I'm gonna be quiet. Alright, so this is what's coming up now. It's like we go from the worst to, and I repeat this every time, like we go from the worst, the best, not the worst, but we go from the best two acts of a zone in the game to the worst stage in the game, you know, which is the Labyrinth Zone Act 4. I refuse to call this Scrap Brain Act 3. I know why, you know, I know the story behind like why they had to do this, you know, Sonic Team, you know, back in the early 90s, but you know, it's just why though. Like, this. I think they should have at least just copied Scrap Brain Zone's Act 2 aesthetics and just copied those again for Act 3 if they wanted to, use the they wanted to use the Scrap Brain Zone, aesthetic again. I think I heard that they wanted to have a different background or something. I don't know what the case was. Again, I know the story on why they had to reuse this just due to limitations, so they had to cut corners, unfortunately, and especially unfortunately with this, But yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst stage in the game, basically, because not just because it's Labyrinth Zone again, aesthetic wise, but it's a lot of slowdown when it comes to this act here, and it can really screw you over, even if you're not even if you're trying to be on point, or even if you're trying to get through it, the slowdown can mess you up. Now, I don't think I had any slowdown that badly with this run that I'm using on this emulator. I think I experienced it a lot with the other emulator for some reason, but I didn't experience it that much with this one. So I don't think that it was that bad with this current run I was doing of the game, but it's still kind of there, But I just think that it's just kind of it just ruins what the best two acts in the game, in my opinion, which is Scrap Brain Act 1 and 2. It just ruins that, and you go from those two great acts to this, and it just kills the whole vibe, in my opinion. And it's just like, man, they've been cutting corners ever since Sonic 1 in certain ways, in certain ways. And Sonic 2, they kind of did the same thing, but I get to that when I talk about that, but yeah, and I wasn't on my, cause it's just like when I go from something great to something like this, it messes me up, and that's why I died a couple of times doing this. I rather not let the gameplay, talk for itself with this one, because I just don't like, this. I just wish they just would have reused Act 2's aesthetics or something, instead of just doing this, but you can't change what you can't change, right? But yeah, that's my thoughts on Labyrinth Zone Act 4. I refuse to call this Scrap Brain Act 3. I'm not calling it that at all, but to everyone that pretty sure a lot of other people probably struggled with this, getting tongue twisted, as you can see a lot. But yeah, man, I'd rather get tongue twisted, than talk about this song. I just don't like it, Again, I'm for difficulty when it's done good, just like the first two acts of Scrap Brain. That's a perfect example. This I just hate that they chose this route to do this in this manner. I think I died again right here. Or did I die again? Yeah, I did. I think I got the checkpoint though. I just just as the bubble coming, because again the stupid slowdown at times, and it's just man. But I might as well just be quiet and let the rest of this play out. Let the rest of this play out till I get to the till it gets to the final boss part, of my gameplay that I am showing here. So yeah, I just let this play out. But I said my piece on this zone. It's freaking crap. It's freaking I want to say something else, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. Alright, so yeah, we got the final boss now, you know, thankfully out of that freaking hell of a, or I wouldn't even say hell, you know, but a crappy of a final zone, you know. This boss here is not really that hard, you know, you just gotta avoid these projectiles and make sure you hit the Robotnik, sorry about that, my throat, make sure you hit the Robotnik or Eggman, and, you know, in time, that is, for, you know, his little contraption goes up and down, you know. I'm not gonna speak too much on this, you know, but yeah, you know, it just sucks that they just didn't reuse this aesthetic from Act 2 for Act 3, you know. It would have been a whole lot better. They just would have did that again, or, you know, at least if it was gonna be 3 acts, right, since every zone in this game is 3 acts, you know, but that's just how I see it, really. So, but yeah, you know, Sonic 1, man, might as well get my thoughts now, not even wait till the credits, you know. Sonic 1, very first Sonic game, I think that was figuring out, my goodness, man, figuring out what Sonic level design really was, and I would say in the case of that, you know, you had zones like Green Hill, very Sonic-like, Marble Zone, not Sonic-like in my opinion, Spring Yard, Sonic-like, but kind of not Sonic-like at the same time, Labyrinth Zone, not Sonic-like, Starlight Zone, which is very Sonic-like, and Scrap Brain Zone, which is a mixture of both, you know, as a final zone, you know, for Eggman base, and, you know, things like that, you know, perfect final zone, except for Act 3, which is Labyrinth Act 4, you know. But yeah, this is Sonic 1, man. The game that started it all, the game that had us riding, the game that, you know, had us, you know, we didn't even know, man. We didn't even know what the next game, you know, I'm pretty sure they didn't even know the next game was even gonna be a Sonic 2. But hey, you know, like this is what started it all, and, you know, I come back to this game, you know, every now and then, you know, kind of play this more. I don't know how often people, you know, play Sonic 1 out of all the Sonic games, but, you know, I come back to this game, you know, you know, on a regular, I won't say on a regular, but, like, you know, I play it, you know what I mean, like, you know, it's the very first game that started everything, man, in this series, and, you know, like, it's Sonic 1. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, man. With that being said, though, I guess I have to eventually try to cover Sonic 2, which is that game basically just took everything this game did and did it 10 times better, basically. That's the best way I can put that game, right? So a natural progression, as it should be, but not all of the series has been that way. But again, those are other topics for other videos, right, that I may make. I hope I can get these vids out, just due to personal situation, schedule, and all that. I want to do this just for fun. I'm not looking to even take this as a job or anything. I just want to just upload because I just like Sonic, and I want to get my thoughts and show my gameplay just for the hell of it. That's the reason why I created this channel in the first place. And hey, whether I get 2 views, 100, whatever the case may be, man. If anybody runs across the vids, if you like, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the vids, if you want to like, whatever the case may be, comment. That's up to anyone that ever runs across these vids. If anybody, I even watch these. I listen to myself actually. This is the video actually here. Again, because this is post commentary, obviously, so it stopped there. But as the vid stopped there, I forgot my thought again. If anyone runs across the vids and wanna, whatever the case may be, if you wanna comment or like, whatever the case may be, subscribe, whatever the case may be, all feedback is good. All interacting is good in my opinion. If anyone wants to do that, just don't be immature about it. It's all opinions at the end of the day. You feel one way, everyone else feels a different way, and that's how it goes. But it's good to interact because we all love riding with the werehog. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about this blue character that everyone loves, right? So, hey, yeah, though, if anyone, run across the vids, I just want to be, add to the Sonic content, right, if possible. Again, it's not just about me, and in my opinion, it's not about any content creator, I think it's just about getting the Sonic name out there, right, because, again, the more eyes on this series, the better everything is, right, when it comes to reception, hopefully in a good way, everything, like the games, the multimedia, what's going on these days now with the movies, the merch, all the other things, the games, which is more important to me, the most important to me, obviously. But hey, more eyes on Sonic means more eyes on, the games and everything else that comes with this series. So, that being said, though, hopefully I can upload more. Just hopefully, due to my schedule, hopefully I don't take that long to in between. But then again, I gotta record gameplay too, so I don't know how long those are gonna take. But hey, I think again, I just want to do this for fun, and I don't think I'm gonna stop. Even if I'm not able to upload like I want to at the moment or for the time being, for the foreseeable future. But that being said, I want to stop rambling. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You've been riding with the werehog. And next time, hopefully, it'll be Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the sequel. I think that's it. That's all I gotta say. We ride. And we're out.